Alright, I'm going to show you how to draw things on different planes, and this will aid you in drawing and lofting or doing various other things where you need to make something at an angle to something else or draw something down to something else. So let's start by opening up a standard IPT. I'll create a two-dimensional sketch. And I'm just going to extrude a rectangular block here just to have something to play with. So at random, I'll make that shape, extrude this, made it 5 inches. Okay, so there's my basic shape. Now if I wanted to do something, say, in the middle of this, I wanted to draw some shape and make a cutout on the center, I would go offset from plane, under the work features tab, sorry, offset from plane. And now I need to figure out, a place in here. So I'm going to go to origin, to the left of it where it has a plus, expand the origin, and I'm just going to point to all these different planes until I find one that suits me. So this one looks like a good one, as does this one. Let me stick with this one. Okay, so now I can type in a measurement. This measurement is going to be right off of the front of my drawing, or the bottom of it, I should say. So I could use an actual measurement, or I could just grab hold of it and drag it up with my mouse. Since I'm just doing this to show you, it doesn't really matter to me what the dimension is. So I'm going to stick with this. Check OK. And so now I have this plane kind of right in the middle of my drawing, and I'm going to point to it, wait for the circles to show up at the corners, right click, and choose New Sketch. Okay. Now right away you notice that you're looking at the not clear object, which is kind of annoying. You have a couple of options. You can go to View and change your visual style to be wireframe. That's a little better. I don't really like that though. My favorite is to press the F7 button on your keyboard, and that slices the graphics. Now the parts are still there. If I press F7 again, it comes back. But now I can see within my drawing. So this now lets me make some kind of drawing on here that I can extrude or cut out or whatever I like. So for example, I go to 3D model, and I'm in Sketch, so I just have to go to Sketch up here, and I'll make a slot. So there's a slot. I can check OK, finish my sketch, and now I can go to extrude, and I should be able to find it. Yeah, there it is. So there's my slot, and I can choose that to be, I have two things on top of each other. I can choose that to be a cut, and obviously I would have drawn it on the end if I wanted it to go all the way through, so I pick a smaller number. And now I have an internal slot. And if I change my view to show the interior edges, you can see the slot now. So there you go. There's the slot. By the way, when I want this to not be visible, just change my view back. When I want this to not be visible, I can go over here to the browser, point to this work plane 1 that I just created, and uncheck visibility. Alright, so that's cool. What if I wanted to make a view that was at an angle to this surface? So I wanted to put something in kind of on a diagonal here. The easiest way for me to do that is to go back to 3D model and to go to plane. I'm going to make another plane visible. I choose offset just because it's easy for me. And I'm going to right click here and make a new sketch. Now on my new sketch, I'm just going to put a point. And the location of this point is something you could measure. You could measure the angle that you wanted to make or whatever. So I could dimension this, say, from the center to this point. Make it something that makes sense. However I like. Now that I have that point, I can place a plane using 3 points. I can choose this corner, for example, and this corner, and now my third point. I'll right click and whoops. Should have done that. Okay, so now I have an angled plane. And again, I can change that angle by changing the dimension of this point here. So now I can make a sketch there and make whatever shape I like. Finish my sketch. And I can extrude now either outwardly or inwardly at an angle. So let's cut this at an angle. Again, I'm going to turn off visibility of this plane. You can see that there's my internal feature that I made before. And you can see that it's actually at an angle. Could have made the angle bigger so it was more obvious, but so there you go. That's everything I wanted to show you today.